So today I'm going to go out on this BMW's R1250R, and then I'm going to jump straight onto this, the brand new for 2025 BMW's R1300R, and I'll see what I can think of the difference between the two. Which is best? Let's go for a ride and find out. Here we go, so I'm on the 1250. The good old trusty 1250, not been on this bike for probably near on 2 years, I reckon. So it's been a while. So I thought, as I said at the start of the video, I'm just going to go out quickly on the 1250 just to familiarise myself with it again. I do love this bike. The last time I rode this bike, as I said, about 2 years ago, and it was probably the most natural, easy bike that I've rode for a long time. First time I got on it, I rode from the dealership, which is good old Wollaston in Northampton, that lends me all these bikes, and I just felt like I've been riding this thing forever. It just felt so easy to ride. Nice seating position, you're nice and upright, there's no weight on the wrist at all. It's plenty powerful enough. Okay, it's not arm-rippingly fast, it's 136 horsepower and however many pound-foot of torque. I did look at it, I looked at it about 2 minutes ago and I've forgotten already. But yeah, it's the same engine as what I've got on my 1250 GS, the trusty boxer engine. Front tyre feels like it needs a bit of air in it. What blooming mode am I in there? I'm in rain mode. I don't want to be in rain mode, I want it fat a bit. I've got dynamic, there you go, dynamic. That should firm it up a little bit. Oh, that's better. Quick shifters familiar for me, because again, going harping back about, oh, what a GS did, you know, it's the same thing. Yeah, I'm not going to ride this for long. I just want to get a brief feel for it, and then hop literally straight onto the new one, the 1300, the R1300R. So it's fresh in my mind for a comparison. So yes, this is not going to be a review as such, it's going to be a comparison video and my sort of first impressions thought on this ride. So a couple of people commented last time, oh, that's not a review, da da da. It's like, look, I'm just a little old knobber riding bikes. I'm not a professional bike journalist, funny enough. But to be honest, you watch the bike journalist videos, and as good as they are, the people that are buying these bikes are not bike journalists, they're just old knobbers like me. Especially customers of these sort of bikes. This is more the discerning gentleman's naked. Oh, it goes lovely, it's 1.5 go, and it handles beautifully. This suspension's great, it's such a nice bike to ride. You don't need 200 horsepower on the road. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have, but you don't need it. I could probably ride this bike faster on the road than I could. Well, I'll tell you what I can say for a definite. I can ride this bike, 136 horsepower, a lot quicker on the road than I can my 180 horsepower KTM Super Duke. It just feels like that. Cheers, mate. It just feels like it wants to go around corners a lot better for me personally. I mean, these roads are very bumpy, but it's soaking up the bumps nice. I mean, looks wise for this bike, it's definitely more conservative. It's more of a, as I said a minute ago, discerning gentleman's ride, which basically translates to it's an old man's bike. If you're an older, well, I mean, which I am, I'm blooming 60, oh god, I've not said that out loud very often. I'm 60 years of age. That's maybe why I like this bike, because I'm old. But yeah, it's definitely an older man's bike. So you can go really slow without having to put your feet down, and I can just go in front of that van without any issues at all. You know what, the new 1300 is going to have to go a long way to beat this bike. Oh, 6 gear roller. See, look at that pulse. I mean, the way I was alongside that car to my right, and then you just open it in 6 gear, don't even need to change down, and it just leaps ahead. No one jumping the lights, thank you very much. I mean, this is a lovely bike. Mind the big pothole in the middle of the road. Oh, I'm back. That was a quick, literally a quick 10 minutes that was. Right, let's change the modes to Dynamic Pro. I don't want Dynamic Pro on. So modes, it's got rain, road, Dynamic Pro. I'll put it in Dynamic, I think. Here we go. Oh, that's weird on the full lock. Full lock, that's a bit... First thing I noticed, and I'm not even moving yet, is you put it on full lock and yeah, thumb touches the tank under there. That's a bit strange. Sounds a bit different to the 1250. Oh, that felt different straight away. Quickshifter, very different. It feels smooth, but kind of got more of a notch to it. First impressions, it doesn't seem any quicker than the outgoing one. The 1250's got 136 horsepower, this has got 145 I do believe, 9 more horsepower more. So yeah, with 9 horsepower you're not going to feel massive difference. The seat feels slightly more comfortable, I think. Right, riding position. So when you're sitting on it, it feels pretty much the same as the other one. My lower body's reasonably tucked, about the same as the other one. This front end feels a lot different. It don't feel quite as planted when I went around that roundabout. These are my first impressions. So yeah, my lower body's tucked about the same, which is not aggressively like a sports bike tuck, but my knees are slightly up in the air, but nothing major. The seat's spongier. In fact, I can feel the base of the seat, if that makes any sense, because the padding's not firm on it, so your backside sort of like sinks in more, if that makes any sense. Brakes seem good. I mean, I suppose the first thing you notice before you even get on this bike is that it looks completely different to the outgoing 1250 model. As I said when I rode the outgoing 1250R, it's more of a conservative looking bike. It does everything impeccably. I think it's an absolute gem of a bike. If you want a bike that you can ride, and you can ride it fast and with confidence around twisty roads, then the 1250 is definitely something to consider. On the downside of it, if you're of a younger persuasion, then you probably won't like the styling of it, because again it looks quite conservative. So having said that, it might suit an elder rider that's not so bothered about a yobby looking bike. But yeah, I can understand why it's going to put off younger people. I mean, it probably would. If I was in my 30s, I wouldn't look at, oh, it's an old bike, I'm not going to get one in 1250. But yeah, if you can get over that, then that bike is, as far as I'm concerned, pretty perfect for doing the job it's meant to do. Whereas this one, I think they've definitely made it more muscular. The tank's a little bit bigger on the front, I think. The styling, okay, styling's subjective. You either like it or you don't like it. I personally think this looks great. This is not a direct replacement for the 1250. This is an all-new bike. It's got a different frame, it's got the 1300 boxer engine as opposed to the 1250. So yeah, it's a completely ground up new bike basically. But I think sitting on this bike now, I think they've made a step forward. I think the main step forward that they've made on this bike is the way it looks. It's definitely more aggressive looking. It looks more like a purposeful naked street fighter that you could have plenty of fun with. Let me get down these little country roads. Second gear. Oh, this front end's definitely different. What, bumpy roads, bumpy roads. Oh, you know what, I'm gonna go for a ride. That's not a bad power to this thing. Oh. And these rides are very bumpy. And yeah, I'm feeling the bumps because I felt that one alright. Ouch! Because I'm in dynamic and that just stiffened the suspension a bit. Down the quick shifter, I might go down 3 gears for this. Got a nice right hander coming up here on the front brake. Let's go down there. Brakes work fine. Oh. It seems fast on these narrow roads. Oh, yes, baby. I'm going to stop just here and have a little look at it, I reckon. Right, second gear over the cattle grid. Thank you very much. Let's stop here in the Castle Ashby house. I mean, this looks a nice spot, doesn't it? I've stopped here plenty of times before. Right, I'm going to stop here for 1 sec, get my spec sheet out and have a quick look at what's what. I mean, look, this thing looks stunning. I love that exhaust. I'll go through that in a minute. Anyway, shut up and get on with it. I've had to write things down here because I'm going to forget. But there she is. So as I said, the engine is a 1300 boxer engine. It's got 146 horsepower. Oh, it says 145 actually. 145 horsepower. It's got the torque is 149 Newton meters. I've already mentioned the frame, so you've got that pressed steel sort of looking frame. So the new steel frame with bolted die-cast aluminium rear frame for more compact packaging and centralised mass. Apparently so. So the front suspension is upside down forks, semi-active. The rear suspension is a power lever, single-sided swing arm. Front travel is 140mm and the rear travel is 130. The brakes, I mean, you got different brakes on these. These particular brakes, the BMW badged brakes, which are made by Brembo, they're the sports brakes as well. Apparently the sports brakes got a bit more performance to them and they heat up a lot quicker than the road ones. Just the, you know, the normal ones, if you want to call it that. You can actually see the Brembo badge. You won't be able to see it from where I'm standing, but the Brembo badge on the inside as well. Electronics, I've already mentioned the riding modes. Right, the pricing for this new particular model, apparently, according to what I've got in front of me, they start at 13,200 for the base model, and the top spec is 17.5 grand. So they're sort of the variants that you get on that. For the base model, you don't get the quick shifter option on there. So I don't know how much the performance package with the quick shifter on there, but I don't think anyone's going to want it without a quick shifter. I mean, why would you not want a quick shifter? I mean, look at that exhaust as well. That exhaust looks stunning. And one thing that Davey, the salesman at Wollaston, did mention is that when you're speccing this bike, if you think, oh, you know what, I'm going to do the £30,200, the cheap base model, and then maybe I might add some tech to it as and when I got the money to do so. However, if you do that at a later date, it's going to cost you a lot more than speccing it, because basically I think what they do is they order the bike that you've spec'd from the factory, so it's all made to your specifications from the factory. Whereas if you add a tech pack, or if you add the luggage option, which apparently you can get luggage, the BMW Vario panniers and top box, so you can get all the kit fitted for that from BMW. So if you used to add that at a later date, it's going to cost you about twice as much. I think he said it was about 280 quid for the luggage option, just to add the Vario bits on the bike. It's about 280 quid, and it's about 800 quid if you do it as a down the line option, if you change your mind. So basically, spec it to what you want, don't leave it to a later date. What I noticed with the new one as well is that the engine, I mean, it's no new news, it's nothing new, but the new one's painted, the engine's painted with like a Teflon looking material, the sort of thing you'd sort of expect on a frying pan, if you like. So along with the shaft drive, all of that is painted with that material. So I can only assume that they've done that to try and address the corrosion issues on the old one. Whether that will help or not, time will tell. You know what, personally, I don't think his front end's as nice as the old one. The quickshifter's definitely a lot better than the other one. As I say, it's not notchy. I mean, I was about to say it's a lot notchier than the other one. Notchy's not the right word. It's very smooth, both up and down. I mean, I'm in 6th gear now, 5th, 4th. When I couldn't feel that. On my foot, it feels like there's more of a notch. It's not quite as soft as the other one. But even with like quarter throttle, 5th, 6th, I mean, you don't even notice that. How people can say, oh, the quickshifter's very agricultural on these. I mean, this one's not agricultural, it's spot on. So I think my takeaway from this brief ride on this new R1300R is that it's a little bit quicker. The riding position is pretty much the same. The seat's a little bit softer. The quickshifter's better. The tech is slightly better. Whether you need a tech or not, I mean, you can, as I said, you can spec whatever tech you want on these, which is the beauty of it, I suppose. You don't have to pay for things you don't want. There's your man with the new GSA with the silly lights on the back. I don't like them blooming lights, whereas this one's got a proper light on it, proper light in the middle and the indicators on the side, like it's supposed to have. So I've only rode this bike for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. So what do I conclude from my brief ride on the BMW R1300R? I think it's an epic bike. I love the way it looks, I like the way it rides. I pretty much like everything about it. For what it is, it's an epic machine. But is it more epic than the 1250, the outgoing model? Apart from the obvious, the styling and also the price, I'm going to say no. I think the 1250 is not that far beyond the 1300. It's that much beyond the 1300 in terms of how it performs, and that much further away in price as well. So if I was looking for an R, I'd probably go for the 1250 if I'm honest. So what would make me buy the 1300? If I've got a 1250 already and I was looking to trade it in because I've had it a few years, I've done a few miles, and it got to that, so you know what it's like, it's got to that time where I need to trade in and buy another bike, then yeah, I'd get the 1300 definitely, because it seems like the next logical thing to get if you're happy with that particular machine. But if I was just coming off the street and I hadn't got a bike or whatever, unless money was no object, I think I'd go for the 1250. I'm not dissing this bike. This bike is absolutely amazing, and I think the looks of this are epic. Definitely a massive step forward over the outgoing model. But again, looks are subjective. If you're older like me and you're not such a man-child like myself, then you might want a more conservative looking bike for half the money. So therefore the 1250 is going to be your ideal bike. But whereas if you want the latest and greatest, don't get me wrong, I think this is a better bike, but not that much better. And I still think the front end of the outgoing model, definitely for me, an easier bike to ride. Okay, this is just my very, very humble opinion, so don't take it as gospel. What I would say is, if you're looking at something like this, go into your local BMW dealership and they will have a demo fleet for you to go out on. So go out and give it a go. That's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm just turning up at the dealership. Alright, obviously I know the guys there, but I turn up at the dealership. Can I take them out? Yes you can, there you go. See you in an hour or so. So it's very easy to come to your own conclusions by taking a bike out. It's one of the beauty of BMWs. I know other bike manufacturers do it, but I have found it tricky with certain ones I'm not going to mention. Yamaha, yeah, they're a bit reluctant. We've got a demo bike, can I take it out? Well, are you going to buy it? Probably not. Oh, well, we can't let you go out on it then. Okay. Yeah, that was my brief go with taking the Yamaha out. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, and also you get more tech on this if you was to spec it for the tech. You can have heated seats front and rear as an optional extra if you want to tick that box and pay for it. There's also the radar cruise control as well. The radar cruise control, you'll get the whatever that package is called, I can't remember, but it's basically cruise control, which obviously most people know about this. It will set the distance to the car in front, so if that car slows down, you slow down to maintain that distance, and if that car speeds up, you speed up to maintain the distance. So that's kind of quite useful. You also get the blind spot indicators, the little orange triangle that will appear on your mirrors if there's a car in your blind spot. That bit's quite handy. Do you need all the tech? Nah, of course you don't need the tech, you just need a bike to ride. A bike, a throttle, brakes, clutch, somewhere to put the fuel in, you know, lights, indicators, all the basic things. Switch gear, I never mentioned switch gear. The switch gear is exactly the same as all BMWs, pretty much. Oh, it does quite beautifully, this thing. Such an epic bit of kit. I love it. I love it. Even though I've just said that I kind of prefer the outgoing 1250R, because I think there's not a lot of difference in the way it performs. But yeah, sometimes it's about, if you've got the money, sometimes it's not just the way it performs, but the way it makes you feel when you get off of it and look at it and admire it. That's a big part of owning a motorcycle. Well, it is for me anyway, and I dare say it is for a lot of people. And I would sooner turn around with this parked up and give it an admiring glance, and I'd probably feel prouder to pull up at a cafe or a bike meet, I suppose, and think, yeah, look at that, that's my bike, that is. Definitely. But it's going to cost you twice as much as the other one. So you pay your money, you take your choices. But anyway, I hope this brief ride on this beautiful bike has been of some entertainment and maybe inspiration to go and have a look yourself. So on that note, I will end the video there. If you got to the end, thanks very much for watching. And please consider subscribing, it helps out me tremendously. And leave a comment, I want to see what everyone else reckons on this particular bike and whether it's a good investment or not. That'd be good to know. So I'll speak to you on the next one. Cheers for now, bye.